So the Tyranny of Dragons campaign is gonna be removed. This entire thing gone. You won't have your store here anymore. You won't be able to buy your potions or your books for your boons. You won't even have to need to do that anymore to get those boons. If you want these transmutes, make sure to pick them up now. They will be available in other areas of the game. Can't promise you about the weapons though. They have said that these artifact gear pieces will be available elsewhere in the game. And you also have the legacy wares here as well, where you have a bunch of other items like this set here, and then you have like some kind of transmutes items here, your golden dragon stiletto for your rogue right there. Now most importantly, it's these dragon potions that I'm looking at. Is it going to be worth grinding out this currency to buy these dragon potions and potentially sell them later down the line? So let's answer that question throughout this video, where we go and can compare what's happened here on the preview server, where we no longer have the campaign at all. It's gone. You can read through the developer blog, be link in the video description, but we can see they're essentially changing it and reworking it so that now you have it as an adventure instead, and that's it right here. And if you have completed it, like I have completed the campaign on the live server, we have all of our boon points, then you will see that you will only obtain one more boon point. And overall you get a total of 6 boon points if you haven't done the campaign on the live server just yet when module 23 comes around. And so in my opinion, it's not worth grinding out these boons at all, because you're going to have to cost you a whole bunch of reagents plus getting these books for the boons, which you can again get from the store. We'll also go over whether it's worth, let's say, farming these books and trading them in, because there is indeed a trade-in. So you can see again that it's going to be an adventure. You're going to complete your series of quests and then you simply get your rewards, and we can check those rewards real quick. So we claim our rewards there, and you can see we get these dragon protection supplies and the eternal armor set, and that's then there in a pack. We can see we can open it and it gives us all of that gear. We can double click that, and that simply goes and gives us the gear pieces. We can go and like equip all of them, replacing what we're currently wearing. And you could see I would look like this then with the armor. It can be pretty cool. But the gear itself, even though it's epic, is pretty garbage since it doesn't actually have any bonus on them. On top of that, you get this supplies pack, which I'm pretty interested in because it contains mythic consumables. We'll open this and there you go. We get 3 potions of dragon slaying and protection from dragons. And you can see in the tooltip that they give you 10% bonus damage against dragons and 10% damage resistance against dragons. And legendary are 7.5%, same with the scroll. And then we've seen epic before, only 5%. And you could buy a bunch of those epic ones right now in the Tyranny of Dragons store if you went to grind out the currency. And so is it worth it? Well, if we go back to the previous server and we check out how can we grind out those potions, can we still do it? Well, you can go to the new campaign, Dragonslayer. And here you can go to the Dragon Hunt store and you can indeed grind out epic variants, 5% buffs against dragons. But the grind to get those potions is significantly higher than what we have currently on live, module 22. The reason being is you will need those dragon scales. You can see I have a fair amount of them, but I've killed 39 dragons, and each of those dragons will drop those scales, and on average you only get 7 scales per hunt, at least the last time I checked it, and that was going into an ancient dragon hunt just here. So you would essentially need just over 7 dragon hunt runs to obtain just 1 potion, which is a bit ridiculous. The potions do last a full hour, so they have that going for them, but in my opinion they're far too expensive in the new mod, so you could definitely make a lot of profit by grinding out these dragon horde coins now, buying these consumables and then selling them later. I will warn you though that in the market right now there is still a lot of the ancient type of dragon potions and scrolls, and they give a full 10%. And you'll see them here. They do sell for quite a lot. So they are going to run out eventually. And there's not even a lot there, as people would probably already have bought out a lot of them with regards to the Tiamat trial being announced. But as you've seen on the previous server, this coming with Model 23, there will be a way to obtain the mythic ones. But again, the amount of dragon scales you need is 100. You're looking at just about 15 dragon hunts of the ancient ones to get enough scales for just one potion. And that's more than an hour of gameplay just doing ancient dragon hunts with a good group. Where right now you could grind out all of these 5% ones freely just from the Tyranny of Dragons campaign. You could then save them up and sell them later. And take note, the new ones are bound to your account, so you won't be selling those. You won't be making any profit off them, sadly, but at least they're still available. However, keep in mind that even on the live server right now, when you go and do heroic encounters, for example, these little ones here, even the bigger ones, you will get these heroic encounter rewards. And pretty much in every one that you do, you will obtain either a scroll or a potion. We can see that here. And we'll no longer be getting these horde coins with the next module. We can see we got a blue potion there. We got another blue scroll. And you can, I believe, drop the epic variants, but they're very low drop chance. When we go to the previous server, we done a few more of heroic encounters. We can claim our rewards there, and they're dropping those blue ones, the green ones, and so not much changed. However, for those of you on endgame builds who like to go around the zone and literally just one-shot enemies and heroic encounters are a breeze, then you'll be shocked to note that we're now going to be scaled down to 41,000 item level, meaning even with the new mythic gear, it takes about twice as long to kill off these enemies. You will be able to obtain those potions from the new reworked Tiamat, and they are also unbound from within there. And on another note, those guilds who are upgrading still may be very concerned about the old Tyranny of Dragons going away. You could use this currency and essentially donate it to your guild. What's going to happen when this thing turns into an adventure? Because there'll be no currency to farm anymore. Well, we have a new thing, and it is called chromatic elemental strands, and we have already over 2,000 of those. And how do you get those? Well, you simply go and you kill your enemies. You can see we get the crackling elemental strand, and every now and again you will get this chromatic elemental strand. And what you can do with that, you can go and donate it to your guild coffer, much like you could with all of the previous dragon currencies, and you'll still be able to do that even if you have some left over. Here you have all the 2,605 of those chromatic elemental strands, and we're getting just over 800 of those guild marks. Not a lot, but the coffer gains a decent chunk of that treasures of tyranny. You can, of course, donate all of your ancient currencies. They're all outdated. And what you can do with those as well is go and trade them in. And you'll be heading to this exchange vendor where you can exchange in a whole bunch of items. Namely, when you look on the live server with the campaign, you could go and get 3 different keys. Your arcane key, your mystic key, and also your dragon queen's key. And all of those, should you be going and getting a bunch more? No, don't really bother. All you're going to happen is you'll be exchanging those in for skeleton keys, and that's it. Skeleton keys are going to be the universal key that everybody will use to open most of the chests. There are, of course, going to be some newer content which needs a particular key from a particular campaign and so on. But you can see also all of the older Tyranny of Dragons currency will be tradable in. All of those arcane writings there. You're not getting much astral diamonds. That's 10 times 100 packs. That's 1,000 raw astral diamonds for 100 of those arcane writings. That's pennies. And you can do the same with your Lyra's favorite. That's only 10. You can also exchange in the books. The books you would get for those boon points. You could see you could get them here. You'd be spending 5,000 astral diamonds and a bunch of gold. And now what you get for them? You get 10 astral diamonds. Yeah, wow. So definitely don't be going grinding that for that. And so lastly, would I grind the Tyranny of Dragons currency for the next module? Well, I would do it for the horde coins for these dragon potions if you want to make a bit of profit and save them up. like we could before. Sure, there are only 5% and people will always be trying to buy the newer ones with 10%. That's generally what most endgame players will do. They'll try get the 10% for the extra edge, but other players will probably be content with just 5% lasting for an hour. And you can, of course, go and grind in your Tyranny of Dragons zone. You'll still be able to do that here in the Well of Dragons, but the big difference now is you're actually getting scaled down in the Well of Dragons, which is horrible. You're scaled down to 41,000 item level. Reducing my item level by that much means I can't just one-shot these enemies anymore. And so with that, I would take the opportunity. We probably only have about a month or so to grind whatever you need from this campaign. Mainly these consumables for dragon hunts and the new Master Tiamat. If you're not such a try-hard endgamer, I wouldn't worry too much at all. And so there we have it. Just wanted to give you guys a bit of advice and information of what's changing moving forward, what you can and cannot do. With that said, again, I'd like to give a special thank you to all of my channel members for the extra support. And if I presented this well, consider leaving the video a like. If you're new around here, consider subscribing. We'll see you guys around. Goodbye for now.